Greetings, survivors. This is Ian, the main narrator of the Infection Free Zone team, and today I'm going to share some gameplay with you. Infection Free Zone is our upcoming post-apocalyptic city builder game, played on real-world maps. That means you can select almost any real region to play on, including your closest neighborhood, to utilize your knowledge of the region. It all starts with choosing the perfect location for your HQ. This is the center of your operations and the living place for the core citizens. It's also your first major warehouse, where all the obtained resources are going to be stored. What's the main difference between Infection Free Zone and other city builder games is how new buildings are constructed. Instead of building them from the ground up, we rather adapt existing buildings for new needs, to create shelters, warehouses, production buildings, and so on. Still, even if you don't have to build your zone from nothing, you need certain resources to conduct the adaptation. Remember, 10 years have passed since the infection started, and many structures are ruined. Your citizens have to replace certain broken parts, but also need to reinforce the whole thing so it will allow some protection against the infected. Your citizens divide into two categories: civilians and squad members. Civilians are meant to be your usual worker units that help with gathering resources, adapting buildings, and building new ones from scratch. In later stages of the game, civilians are also taking more important roles upon themselves, like conducting research, which opens a whole new world of possibilities for you. Squads are there to fight for you and to explore the unknown. You'll want to equip your squad members with whatever weapons and firearms you have available, and look after their safety. Especially at the beginning, their value cannot be overestimated. In the early game, your squad members are going to scavenge all the nearby buildings next to your zone and clear any potential threats. Until you find a reliable way to manage the whole food production chain, all you have left is to search every corner of those nearby abandoned buildings and pray that the next can of food you find won't be spoiled. Every building on the map has its data taken from the OpenStreetMap database, including its original purpose. Therefore, if you know where the groceries are, you have a higher possibility to find food there. And if you know where a gun shop or police station was, it'll be a good place to look for weapons, and you're going to need them a lot.
We're on the move.
Always watch the clock, because when night comes, the time of the infected starts. The infected act more like vampires than humans. The sunlight hurts them, so they hide in the shadows during the day. But when night comes, they roam through the map, engaging any living creatures on their way. The infected are restless, fearless, and very dangerous. They're faster than most humans and will take a few bullets before they fall. Buildings and vehicles might be a fine protection, but not for long. Build up walls and towers for additional defenses, or run down the infected with vehicles. Mind your ammo and fuel, as you can easily run out of those if you don't maintain your supplies during the daily scavenging and production. Later on, we'll also encounter different types of infected: wolves, birds, large animals, and horde leaders, all bringing you different types and levels of threat. Once the sun rises again, usually the fight is over, as long as there are no clouds. Remember to track the sunsets and sunrise and prepare accordingly to the seasons. Because Infection Free Zone is based on real-world map data, you can expect the night to be longer during the winter season and shorter in the summer. Day lengths, seasons, and weather are accurate to the city of your choice. To complete your constructions, you need tools: wood, metal, concrete, and that's only the beginning. Most of the time, your citizens will gather those resources from nearby parks or other buildings that need to be deconstructed or demolished. Your citizens also require you to provide them with food. At first, it's going to be the canned food that we will find, but later on, we want to build farms, gather grain, and turn that into food. Apart from scavenging and settlement construction, you also operate a radio. This is how your squads will contact you, and how you also receive calls from outsiders. It all starts once you build a larger antenna that can both send the invitations and receive distant transmissions. For example, you'll receive a call for help request from some distant location. There are survivors who want to join your zone and ask for the specific location of your settlement. Are you ready to trust them? And is that even a good idea? In the best case scenario, you'll obtain new citizens, and your community will grow. At worst, you can expect an ambush. Desperate times create desperate people, and desperate people are ready to kill to survive. Well, that's what we wanted to show you in this quick gameplay overview video. There's a lot of new things coming to the game. We have interesting storylines in the works, the law system, the research system, and the expedition mode, which is going to allow you to discover the areas outside of your closest neighborhood and travel to distant, real-life locations. We hope you enjoyed seeing a sampling of all the current game mechanics. Infection-Free Zone is launching in the middle of next year, although that date is still subject to change depending on the playtest feedback from the community. Thank you all for your amazing support, and stay tuned for more upcoming content in the next months. See you soon in your Infection-Free Zone.